Hello students, once again welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well and I hope you all are enjoying your summer vacations as well, isn't it? But students, make sure that you don't have to only enjoy your summer vacations, but you are supposed to do your holidays homework and your project as well, right? So I'm sure that in the recent video lessons, Himanshi ma'am has already instructed you that how to do your holidays homework and your project, right? She has even done the revision of poem number 1 and chapter number 2. So in today's video lesson, we will be taking up the revision of grammar chapter number 1, the sentence. I'm sure that you have already seen the recent videos which I have uploaded of this chapter, and I'm sure that by now most of you know that how to identify sentences, isn't it? It's very easy. All you need to do is you need to clear your base in grammar. So let's begin. So students, when we did this chapter, we have already understood that what are sentences and how many types of sentences do we have. So basically, what is a sentence? We can say that a sentence is a group of words, right? When we are joining group of words to form a meaningful sentence, that is known as a sentence, right? When we are placing a subject, a verb, a object properly, that means my sentence is correct, right? So basically here we have to see the position of the sentence, that how I'm changing my sentence, right? I'm placing it properly or not. So I have to check the position of my sentence, that where is my subject, where is my verb and where is my object, right? So now we will identify different types of sentences. So when we talk about sentences, we have main 4 types, right? We have number 1, declarative sentence, then we have interrogative, number 3 we have imperative, and number 4 we have exclamatory sentences. If I talk about declarative, we all know that declarative is further divided into 2 parts, right? Affirmative, which is also known as assertive, and negative. If we talk about affirmative sentences, do you remember something about affirmative sentences? Affirmative sentences are those sentences which states fact or information. Okay, journal statements, right? If I say, I teach English, you are my students, I'm eating mangoes, all these are journal statements, right? So these are affirmative sentences. And how do we complete them? By placing a full stop at the end, right? Then next is, the second part is negative sentence. So what is a negative sentence? Students, any sentence can be transformed into a negative sentence just by using never, neither, nor, not, right? Don't. So we can use all these things to transform our sentence. If I say, Rohan is a good boy, this is my affirmative sentence. Okay, Rohan is a good boy, full stop, affirmative sentence. I have to change this into a negative sentence. So how can I change this? Rohan is not a good boy, full stop. So the moment I use here not, my sentence change into a negative sentence, right? So just to transform, I have to use these negations, right? Now second one. So second one is interrogative sentences. What are interrogative sentences? Students, interrogative sentences are those sentences which ask questions. Okay, so if I say, where do you live? Right? How do you know this? What do you do? What is your name? Where are you going? When is your birthday? Question mark, right? So what is the punctuation which I have to use? Here I have to use WH family. First of all, what, where, when, right? We can use how, like that also. And the punctuation which I will be using for interrogative sentences would be a question mark, right? Students, sometimes it happens that if I will change the position of my subject object, this is how also I can change that into interrogative. Okay, Ram is a good boy. Is Ram a good boy? Question mark, right? So I have changed this by using my helping verb. I have positioned my helping verb at the first place. Okay, Ram is a good boy, full stop. Is Ram a good boy? Question mark. So this is my interrogative. Okay, so this is how we are transforming. Now number 3, imperative sentences. Do you remember imperative sentences? What are imperative sentences? Imperative sentences are those sentences which are used to show command, request, order, suggestions, like this. Okay, for example, please bring me a glass of water, right? So this is how I'm very polite. I'm asking for it politely. If I say kindly switch off your mobile phone, so this is what I'm doing. Here I'm giving a command, right? That please kindly do my this work. Okay. Switch off your phone like this. Okay. Shut the door. This is also a command. So this is how we use imperative sentences. Okay. Now the last one is exclamatory sentences, and I'm sure that you all know about this. It is very easy, right? So what are exclamatory sentences? Exclamatory sentences are those sentences which are used to show emotions, feelings, right? Whenever you are angry, whenever you're happy, you're sad, you're excited, you're amazed, so you use exclamatory sentences. And for exclamatory sentences, what is the punctuation which we have to use? Yes, remember what we have to use here? We have to use exclamation mark in order to show that we are happy, we are excited, or we are sad. Oh no, I didn't complete my project. So this is how we will be talking about exclamatory sentences. Oh no, exclamation mark. I didn't complete my project. Full stop. So this is my exclamatory sentence. Okay. Hurrah, India won the match. So hurrah, exclamation mark, India won the match. Full stop. Clear? Okay. So students, this was all about your sentences. Okay, different types of sentences. Now these were the sentences which you have already studied in the recent classes. Now we have some different sentences. Let's try to understand those ones quickly. Okay, we have some other sentences apart from these one. These one very common. Now we will be talking about some complex one. So let's talk about them. So when we are having different sentences, the number one which we have is simple sentences, and I'm sure that you all must be knowing something about simple sentences, right? As we have already studied about it. So what are simple sentences? Students, simple sentences are those sentences which contains independent clause, right? So it does not require any other type of clauses to complete it, right? It is somehow complete in itself. So the one which contains independent clause is your simple sentence. If I say, for example, I can do my work. Here I am having one subject, right? I can do my work. Here work is my verb. So if I have one subject, if I have one verb, it means my demand is fulfilled. I don't require anything else. So here I should have one subject, I should have one verb. So I need independent clause in my simple sentences. He cries, he plays, right? She sings. So all these are my simple sentences. Okay, even if I don't require any object, then also my sentence is complete in itself. What all I require is, I require a subject and a verb. Simply my sentence will be complete. If I say she cries, so she is the subject and cries is the verb. Okay, clear? Okay, now let's move to another one. So the other one which we have is compound sentences. So students, what are compound sentences? Compound sentences are those sentences which are together formed by using two independent sentences. Okay, independent sentence 1 plus independent sentence 2 is equal to compound sentence. So I need two independent clauses to complete this sentence. Okay, for example, you can take a train or you can take a bus. So here if I see this one, you can take a train. Here you is my subject, can is my verb. So this particular part, this is my independent clause 1. Okay, so this sentence is somehow complete in itself. But here I have used or. Okay, I have used conjunction. Students, make sure that whenever you are talking about compound sentences, you will be noticing that these sentences are joined by using some conjunction like but or therefore, hence. So here we have used you can take a train or you can take a bus. So here in independent clause 1, I have you as my subject, can as my verb, right? Similarly, in second independent clause, I have you as a subject, you can take a bus, can is my verb, and rest of the sentence, take a bus. Okay, so independent clause 1 plus independent clause 2 is equal to compound sentence, right? So in compound sentence, I have mixture, I have combination of two independent clauses. Clear? Okay, and if you want to revise all these things, I have already explained all these things in the video lesson. So for this you will be seeing the recent videos which I have already given for this chapter, right? It's already uploaded on my YouTube channel. So now let's talk about the third one. Okay, so students, now the third one which we have is complex sentences. So what are complex sentences? Complex sentences are those sentences in which we have one independent clause and one dependent clause, and you will be noticing that most of the time you will see that independent clause you will find towards the last. So basically your sentence will start from the dependent one, okay, the dependent clause. And how you will notice that how your sentence starts? For example, although he was rich, still he was unhappy. Now forget about the rest of the sentence. If I'll say he was unhappy. So if I'm talking about independent clause, what is the demand? What do I need in independent clause? I need one subject and I need one verb. So if I talk about this, he was unhappy. So if I say he is my subject, was is my verb. Okay. So here this is complete. So this particular part has come towards the last, right? But if I talk about dependent clause, the sentence begins from dependent clause. Like, although he was rich, right? Although he was rich, but still he was unhappy, right? So most of the time you will be seeing that these type of sentences will firstly start from dependent clause. So in the beginning you will find dependent clause, and towards the end you will see independent clause, right? So you can easily understand all these type of sentences. You would be easily identifying them. All you need to do is a thorough practice is required from your side to identify them correctly, right? So I would like to request you that the back exercise which are already there in your book, please understand the content from the video lessons and try to practice the exercise by yourself, right? I hope that by now you all have purchased your books, your study material. So please try to do the grammar exercises by yourself, right? Grammar you can only learn if you can practice, right? Grammar is exactly like maths. The more you will practice, the more you can understand. So students, I hope that this much content is clear to you all, right? So students, I hope that the entire content is clear to you all, right? So now I'll meet you all in the next video lesson. Till then, you have to keep on completing your pending assignments. You have to focus on your holidays homework, and you have to do your project by doing thorough research, right? Enjoy your summer vacations, but make sure that you do utilize them properly. So I'll meet you all in the next video lesson. Goodbye. Take best care of yourselves, and yes, before going, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel if you have not yet subscribed, so that you will not miss any new notification, and share the videos with your friends and classmates. Goodbye. Take care.